Okay, next up we have Anna Ploszajski. And Anna is a materials scientist and engineer, and she is studying solid-state hydrogen storage materials at UCL. So by day, she's studying solid hydrogen storage materials, but by night, she prefers liquid dihydrogen monoxide stores, otherwise known as having a bath, and pondering about the meaning of life. Now, I asked Anna, okay, do you have like a funny little thing about yourself that I could introduce you with? She's like, no, not really. I don't really have any party tricks. Oh, wait, I played the fire trumpet. Yeah, so apparently, so I don't know if you've come across this famous science demonstration of Rubens' tube, where you get to show oscillating waves by using fire. She sticks her trumpet into the end of one of them and plays it. So yeah, previously she spoke again about counterfeit notes, and tonight she'll be talking about the history and science of her favourite bath time friend. Now, let's hope she goes out with a blast. It's Anna.
The rubber duck is a staple of the great British bathroom. These little guys see us in all our glory. But have you ever pondered on where rubber ducks come from? Well, don't worry, I'm going to tell you where they come from, and I've only got 3 minutes to do it, so let's get quacking. Now, we have none other than Sir Isaac Newton to thank for bringing rubber over to Western Europe. Now, in his book Principia, in amongst all of his other physics stuff that he got famous for, he predicted that the world would be slightly bulgy at the equator because it is a spinning sphere. Now, to test this hypothesis, he sent some mathematicians to the North Pole and to the equator to measure 1 degree latitude, because if he was right, then that distance would be greater at the equator than it would be at the poles. Now, a French mathematician called Charles-Marie de la Condamine, he drew the long straw in this situation, and he found himself in Ecuador in 1736. Now, it was here that he observed the locals in the area making incisions along the barks of the trees and getting out this milky white fluid. Now, these locals had been doing that for over 3,000 years, and they made all sorts of things out of this mysterious material. They made shoes, rubber balls to play with, and tools as well. So Charles brought this material back to Europe with him, where it excited a huge amount of interest in the scientific community. That included Joseph Priestley, the discoverer of oxygen, and also fizzy water, and therefore the gin and tonic. And he was the one that called it rubber in the first place, because he realised that it would rub out pencil from paper. Now, rubber is a polymer, and that means that it's got long molecular chains which all tangle together inside the solid, and that's what makes it very elastic, because these chains can all rub over each other very easily. Now, in 1844, Charles Goodyear discovered the vulcanization of rubber. Now, this is the process where the chains get bonded together, and so they're less able to rub over each other. This makes the material less elastic, but it also makes it stronger and harder. So the first application of vulcanized rubber, it wasn't the vehicle tires or the rubber-soled shoes that we use rubber for now. No, it was condoms. Not only was it condoms, it was reusable condoms. I think we better get back to our rubber ducky. So the first rubber ducks were made of solid vulcanized rubber, just a lump of vulcanized rubber, and as a result, they sunk like a brick. It wasn't until the 1940s when a sculptor called Peter Ganin, he was the one that modelled and designed the familiar floating toy that we all know and love today. Now, these rubber ducks are ubiquitous today, but they also have a duck secret. That secret is that they're not actually made of rubber at all, but they're made of a synthetic vinyl polymer instead. Thank you.
Everybody. I should point out there that the squeaky noises you may have been hearing is not the dog's squeaky toy. It's not even the rubber duck. That is the mark that the 3-minute time is over. So let's turn to the judges. Let's start with Jen this time, I think.
Thank you.
How long do people use reusable condoms for?
You mean each person or throughout history?
Well, meant throughout history. That's what
Not for too long, fortunately. So there's a bit of a confusing sort of not nomenclature, but sort of the way we talk about rubber. So actually, the natural rubber that comes out of trees is called latex, but that's different from the synthetic latex that we use for condoms today. So that's a bit of a funny turn of phrase thing. Sort of at the beginning of the 20th century, that's really when synthetic polymers began to become more and more invented. So I would say it wouldn't be for more than 100 years, but that's still quite a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has vulcanization got anything to do with volcanoes?
It's named after Vulcan, the Roman god of fire, so probably.
So how does it work?
So what you do, I'm not sure about the exact chemical process, but it's to do with forming disulfide bonds between the individual molecular chains. And so, yeah, that cross-linking stops them from rubbing over each other.
So Anna, I hear that Goodyear invented vulcanization accidentally. Do you know if that's true?
Most inventions are accidental, aren't they?
Yeah. I think he left a pan of rubber cooking on the stovetop for too long or something like
yes,
that.
yes,
That's
that's right.
Is this so that's not just an urban mythology that I've heard?
I don't think so, unless we've both read the Wikipedia and it's both incorrect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So let's erupt into applause for Anna.